Okay, we might make a start. Good morning, everyone. My name is Justin Lister. I'm the General Manager of Digital for Blackwoods. Welcome to this webinar, which is the third module of running through detailed functionality of the new blackwoods.com.au. The objective today is to give you a detailed walkthrough of a range of detailed areas of the site that we gave a highlighted view in our first introductory webinar. Joining me on the panel today, we have Alison Murphy, National Manager for Digital Marketing. We have Lakshmi Upilli, our Web Support Trainer. We have Nashir Jariwala, our Digital Platform Manager. We have Melissa Hayes, our General Manager of Marketing. And we have Amal Patanka, our Program Manager. So as a panel, we're here to take your questions and cover all the things you'd like to cover in this session today. We'll go for approximately 30 minutes. Regarding questions, like we have in the other webinars, there's a Q&A section in the webinar. You access that through the toolbar. Please type your questions in there. Either one of the panelists will cover it as we're going through the material, or we'll stop for a couple of question breaks through the half hour. But like I said, this opportunity to get into a bit of detail and share with you a little bit more information. So without further ado, I'll throw it over to Lakshmi, who will take us through. Over to you, Lakshmi.
Thanks, Justin. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us in today's webinar. Today's webinar is going to talk about advanced functionalities that we've got on the website, take you through a few of those deep dive sessions with regards to them. We're going to go into depth talking about entitlements, show you a few things about embellishments, how to order embellishment on the web, and then about some key functionality changes that's happening on the website. First, let's look at entitlements. Entitlements are basically a user's allowance to purchase. So what we're offering on the new website is the ability for you to decide what your staff or your users are entitled to buy. So as a user, the first thing any customer will be able to see is their My Entitlement, which basically tells them what they are entitled to buy, which will talk about what kind of role they have and what kind of product sets are assigned to them. And when they look at the different products, they can also look at what's the total number of products assigned, how much they have used, what's still available, and when does it expire. So it gives them all the information when they look at it at My Entitlements page. This is basically for them to know how much more do I have, how much I have used, what can I use now, or do I have to wait, further to use it, or should I ask for some, something more or additional entitlement if required. It just gives the user or your staff an idea with regards to what kind of entitlement they are, they do have with regards to products to purchase. With regards to creating and managing all the entitlement sets, roles, products, and everything, that's done by a customer admin. A user or a staff that has the customer admin profile would be able to create, edit, amend any kind of entitlement sets and roles, which we will see in the later slides. So this is basically where you would be able to see what you are entitled to buy. And if you click on the view products under each of those product sets, that will give you a detailed product list with regards to individual products under that kind of product set. Say if it's footwear, all the footwear products that are listed under that product set will come up for you, and it'll show how much you've used. Again, it'll have at a product level, line level, it'll tell you with regards to what you're entitled to buy, how much you've used, and a balance. So now that you've seen how you look at your My Entitlement, let's go a little bit deeper into how it's being created and how it can be managed. First thing that an admin would do when they are, setting up entitlement, once our web support team sets up entitlement in the back end for them from our back office system, the first thing they would be doing would be creating an entitlement role. An admin can add a new entitlement role, and another thing they need to keep in mind is that each role name should be unique. Say, for example, they can have purchasing officer, they can have office managers, they can have supervisors, warehouse staff. You can create your own, and you can create any number of entitlement roles that you want, and assign users to those roles and assign product sets to those roles. So when you go into manage entitlement roles, this is basically where you will see all the information with regards to the various roles that you have created. So creating a role makes it easier for you, so that way you know this role is entitled to buy these product sets. You can assign it that way. And then when you assign the role to your user gets those product sets. So you don't have to go into individual user and assign product sets to them. You just put them under the role and assign the role to them. And one user should be associated with one role only, because if you assign them to multiple roles, then there's going to be contradicting parts, and you would not be able to do that. So if it's a user or a staff of yours, you're associating them to one entitlement role. And if you need to create a new entitlement role, as you see the Add Entitlement Role button there, you just click that tab, and that gives you the option to put a name, add the product sets to it, and you can go ahead and create new ones as you have new teams coming in and you want to create new entitlement roles within your business. So when we talk about product roles, I spoke about entitlement roles. I spoke about entitlement product sets. So the next thing you need to be creating is the product set. What are the products that you want to give to that role, and how those products can be grouped together? So you can group all footwear together, all power tools together, all safety goods together. So that way you can say you can buy 10 of these or 100 of these based on the requirement within the business. You can put that entitlement quantity, the products. What you see here is basically how a customer admin would go into managing their entitlement set. When they go in there, they see the product set that they have created. They see what's the entitlement quantity, how many products are there within that set, and how many roles have been assigned to that set. And it also gives you an idea with regards to the number of users who use that product set. If you have to create a new entitlement, add an entitlement set there, you can do that using the tab. Again, it should be a unique name, and you can have multiple product sets assigned to an entitlement role, because a supervisor might be using 4 or 5 product sets. A warehouse person might again be using 4 or 5 product sets, and we can have the same product sets across. Like if there is, say, footwear for a supervisor, the same footwear entitlement set can be there for the other roles too. We do have that option, so it just makes it easier for you to assign it, as I said before, to the role and also to the user. Products can be added to the entitlement set. Say, for example, you've looked at the product and you think, oh, this is something that our staff could make use of. You can always add that to the entitlement from the part detail page. You do have that option, or you can go into the part detail page, click on that. You can go into the entitlement page, go to the product set, click on the products that you're looking at, and then add the part number from there. So you do have a few different options to add the products under the entitlement set. So first thing you do is create a role, create the entitlement set, and then assign those entitlement sets to the role. And then you can assign the roles to the users, so that way it's defined and it'll be used as you keep adding users. All you need to do is only give them a role, and that will give all the product sets under that role. Just makes it easier for the customer. Another thing is, so when you say, for example, you've added product, you've got entitlements, you've added items to the cart. At cart level, it gives you a few different options. You are given the option to either choose to consume your entitlement, or say, no, I don't want to use my entitlement, and purchase separate. And when you don't use your entitlement, if it's a non-entitled product, it's allowed only on credit card. If it's an entitled product, you will be able to purchase that on account. And say if you've exceeded entitlement, and if you've got the workflow in place, a requisition will be sent to your approver, and your approver can have a look at it and approve the product. Another thing is certain items, certain products can come up on a few different product sets. If that happens, it also gives you the option to choose which product set you want it going under. Sometimes some PPEs might come under safety, under clothing, or however you've created your product set. So they will get a drop down to select which entitlement you would like to be consumed. So that gives you the option so that it's not just one entitlement set that gets consumed. If you've got other product sets, then the other product sets can also be used over there. As I said before, if at any stage you exceed any of your entitlements, you can always have requisitions in place, and that would send it to your approver, who would be able to look at it further and get back to you. At any time, as a staff, you feel you need more entitlement, I think, to your company or your customer admin, and they should be able to look at it and help you further. So that's at a cart level. When you've got entitlement, you go look at it, it's going to help you. Say you've bought something and you have returned the item for credit. Customer admin will now have the opportunity to go back and adjust the entitlement. So if you've returned that product, that means you need to get that product back into your entitlement. You used it, now it's back into your balance. So the admin will be able to go ahead and put that back into your entitlement. Or say, for example, someone's walked into the trade counter, needed it urgently and bought it off our trade counter. If that offline purchase has been made, that means he or she has consumed one of their entitlement, and then the admin can also go and adjust there. So that way, they can either add or reduce based on what's being used. So this will give complete, governance with regards to, what your staff are entitled to buy. Are they buying within what they are entitled to buy? And if it exceeds, you will always be in the know about it. That's with regards to entitlements. Next thing that we can have a look at.
Hey, Lakshmi, sorry, Justin here. Just before we go into embellishments, I know you've covered a fair bit of ground there. Just checking in if there's any questions from anyone on the webinar. Remember to type your questions in the Q&A section in the toolbar. As you can see, the whole entitlement area is something we've redone from scratch to really drive a value add across your business. So if there's any questions, please enter them. Doesn't look like there's any there now, Lakshmi. I'll just sort of pause there and ask the team if they have any questions. But we'll throw back to you to run through embellishment in the next section.
No worries. Thanks, Justin. Okay, embellishments on the website. I know a lot of our customers do use ordering embellishment products on the website. What we're going to show you is with regards to what's been changed, how it's been made easier for our customers to order embellishments on the website. Any embellishment setup will still need to be done through your account manager. So the setup's done initially. So we've got all the products that needs to be embellished, whatever you've got contracted or agreed upon, that needs to be set up through your account managers. That will still happen the same way. With regards to when you're ordering it on the website, once that's done, it will have the embellishable indicator on the product page. What's new is that you will be able to select the embellishment type. You'll select your add-on type from the product listing page and also the product detail page. Previously, you had to go up to the cart level to do it, but now we do give you the option to select the add-on type from the product listing page or from the product detail page. You still have the option, if you just added the product and it's at cart level, you will still be able to select the embellishment or the add-on type at cart level, but they're available at different levels for you now. It's not only at the end, so you will be able to add multiple products, select embellishment for them as you add them to the cart. You will be able to do that. Once you click on select embellishment at any of these pages that I was talking about, this is the screen that you would see. It'll come up as a pop-up for you with regards to your predefined embellishment that's been loaded into the system. So that's what you see here as the embellishment options. That's a drop-down box depending upon the number of add-on types that you've got, different types of embellishment. Some might have logo, left-hand side, right-hand side, or there will be names. There are a few different options customers use. So if it's plain logo, you can just say the quantity and then add it to update the card. Or if you've got text, you'll have fields. Like sometimes we do have names. Customers have their names on the shirt, on the embellishments that they choose. If you do have that, there will be an option for you to type the name, and that would be a mandatory field. Once you do that, then you'll be able to update the card. And if you've got embellishable products under your entitlement, again, that gives you the option to add that over here. And when you update cart, that product will get added to your cart. So that's how embellishment is going to work in the new website for you. So it's just going to be easier as you see the products. You can keep adding them, add the logos or the add-on types that you've got, and keep updating the cart so they get added to the cart. What I'm going to do now is also take another break. If there's any questions, Justin, I'll throw it back to you.
Thanks, Lakshmi. So before we go through a couple of other changes we're making on the site, we've covered entitlements, we've covered embellishments, two key functional areas that we know a lot of customers get value out of, and we've had loads of feedback around. in building the new website. So it doesn't look like there's any particular questions now. So Lakshmi, why don't we do another question break at the end, and we'll see if anyone's got anything. So why don't you jump into these key changes that we're making?
Not a problem at all. Thanks, Justin. Okay, what we're going to have a look at next would be some key changes that we are looking at. With regards to a lot of feedback that we've received over the years, suggestions and everything, we've looked at what changes would be useful for our customer and at the business and make it simpler for our customers. That's why we are looking at. What we've done is, with regards to online purchase, we're just making it easier for our customers to purchase and complete the purchase in a single medium. We now have visible pricing for a public range of product, and if you have contract pricing post login, any kind of your customer specific price and products would be applicable to you once you log in. What we've done now is giving you the option to pay via credit card on all views. That's what we've done, and payment on account is restricted. It's just made available only for the authorized users. That way, you still have the option to complete the order if you want using a credit card. That process is available for you. It's just to make it easier for our customers to, self-serve themselves and making it easier for them to complete the orders if they want to. Justin, would you like to add anything to that, please?
Okay. No, I think you covered it, Lakshmi. I think the key thing here is, as you mentioned, we're just trying to make it easier for all of our customers with this change. So we've had lots of feedback around this feature of the site that we currently have, which is just trying to clean it up and make it easy for everyone. So I think you've covered the key points. Thanks.
Thanks, Justin. Okay, that's first of a few changes that we've made. The next thing that we've also made to make it easier for governance perspective and maintenance perspective is one product view per user. Some call it product view, some call it catalog view. What we've done is we've made it cleaner. So if there is a staff in your company and they need to have restricted view, it'll be one product view per user that will have. At a company level or an account level, you could have multiple views, but as one login, that will have only one view. So the last, activity under your login for that view, whatever you've done, that will be the view that will be migrated to the new website. If you've got more than one view, or if you would like to have more than one view, as I said, it will still be there at an account level, and it will be assigned to individual users. And as I said before, each staff will have one view, or if that person needs two views because they order two separate sort of products, then they have to have separate logins created by view. And products can be added to the view. Say if you've had multiple views, if you need to put them together, we can have a look at that for you too. But just having one view makes it simple for your admin to maintain the account, so they know who orders what kind of product and who has what kind of view. It's just to make the governance easier at an account level. Justin, would you like to add anything to this, please?
Thanks, Lakshmi. So I think with this one, again, very similar to the other change, we've had lots of feedback over the journey that this had been confusing to govern for customers. So the key feature here, or the key direction we're trying to go in, is just to make it easier for you to govern who can see what and who can buy what in your business. So as a result, this is what the team have come up with, which I think you'd agree just helps drive that simplicity. So back to you, Lakshmi.
Thanks, Justin. Okay, that's with regards to multiple views or one view per user. The next thing, next key change that's happening is having one data code or one account number linked per login. What we're trying to do again here is make it easier. So if you're a user linked to a particular account, that's the account you should be able to place the order under and complete your journey. When there are multiple accounts, there is a bit of confusion. It's not that simple for you to finish that journey. It's just to make it easier. So again, it's easier to maintain and govern the account. There are multiple data codes linked to a particular user, the last activity, whatever was the account that had the last activity, will be the one that will be migrated to the new platform. So that way, if you, it just makes it easier for you. If that's the one that you've been using regularly, then that's the one that would that will travel with you when we migrate the details. And if you still need multiple data codes if you've got different sites and account numbers, and separate logins by each account number needs to be created. But I think there aren't too many people having that kind of option. But if you need that, you can always contact us and we'll be more than happy to help you. It's just to make it easier, to maintain your account. As an admin, they know then who is associated with which account number, and makes it easier for them to track the spend levels and everything from there. Justin, over to you.
Thanks, Lakshmi. So why don't we use the opportunity now just to, I think we've covered most of the content we were keen to cover today. As I mentioned at the top of the call, this was an opportunity to go into a bit more detail about a couple of the key features of the site. So we've covered entitlements, we've covered embellishment, and we've also covered some of the functional changes we've made in the experience. There was one question from Benito who had asked about embellishments. And I think Nasheer had gone back asking for a little bit more information there, Benita. So if you could cover that off, we could cover that with the team right now. So you're asking, are we able to have embellishments set rather than giving purchases an option? So I think we just need a little bit more detail to answer that. So if you could follow up on that, then we'll be able to cover that for you. But it seems like there's not a huge amount of questions today. So, Lakshmi, if you just go to the next slide. So as with the other content and what we've covered in the other webinars, there are a range of webinars that we've run and have been running and will be running around introducing the new blackwoods.com.au website. These can be found for you and your teams at blackwoods.com.au/help, so where we place all the recordings of all the webinars. So we've run module 1, which is introduction. Module 2, we ran the other day, the first session of that on admin and workflow. We'll be running that again next week, but there's a recording there, and also now there'll be a copy of this one there as well. So if you or any of your team want to cover this information again from the webinar, please feel free to access it. It's all there along with the material that we'll walk through. In terms of further help, as I've mentioned on the other webinars, technical issues, if you have them now or after we launch, you can call our awesome web support team on 1-800-750-588. They are at the ready to take your questions and help you with any detailed aspects of your current use of the blackwoods.com website or the future release when it's released. So, and as always, you can speak to your account manager if you have further questions or require help. So, so lots of avenues for you to ask questions and come back to us if you have any queries or concerns. It's our intent to make sure that you feel 100% supported through the change we're making. So whilst we're driving a lot of positive change, we wanted to make sure that you feel comfortable with the journey that we're taking you on as our customers in the partnership we have with you. So it doesn't look like there's any further questions for now. So, so with that, we'll wish you a fantastic Friday. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join the webinar, and have a great weekend.